We are back again. Thank you guys honestly for watching my channel. This time around, it's about Prophet by Angel again and again and again and again, updating humanity like never before. Who sees into the future, who is on time like never before. It is only Prophet Ube Angel, right? So the coming four wars, part one, part two, part three. Part one was with water, part two, information, part three, food war. And this is how it's going to happen, right? This is how it's going to happen. Let's watch and listen to what the GOAT, the greatest of all time, of all prophets, said about the coming food war. Who is even talking about this unless Prophet be angel? So just chill, bro. Let's go get it.
War number 3. And as some of you have actually intimated that you kind of figured some few things happening after I mentioned about land, access to water, all this. They lead to one thing, which is war number 3. And I'm giving you by the order it was given to me, not by the order it will happen. I'm not saying it's not the order it will happen. I'm just here to give you how God gave it to me. So it's going to be food wars. Now, and before I get to that, I want you to understand something here. Since we dealt with water, and number 2 was what? Information. You see, whosoever has information can control finances. Whosoever has it can control finances. Many people do not understand how powerful having information is. The difference between the poor person and the rich person is the information you have. And the information you choose to utilize. So it is of paramount importance to understand water, information. Now food. What God told me was there is coming a time where not only people are going to be hungry, but it will be so technical, the way food will not be there. The food will be there. It's the access to food that will not be there. So when we're talking about food wars, we're not talking that there is no food. No. So I saw an angel with the weights as of the first one, with the weights. And in one weight, seeds everywhere for crops. In another, there were just a few people in the way. No, you're not getting it. So you have a number of people who are in there, like a crowd of people, then seeds. And it was weighing people against seeds. I'm not saying people will be sold for seeds. Hear me well. Are you getting this?
Yes, sir.
Are you getting this?
Yes, sir.
And God says there is going to be access. They will not monetize access to even seeds. In a few minutes, you get it. So you see, number 1, we were dealing with access again to water.
Yes, sir.
Number 2 is still access to information.
Yes, sir.
Number 3 is access to food. So it says there is a group of people who organize and arrange that even farmers will have licenses every year to grow seeds, to grow crops. Let me explain. To a point where we sit here right now. Are you hearing this?
Yes, sir.
War number 3 that God showed me, I saw an angel standing up. And an angel, he had weights. And in one weight, there were seeds. In one, there were people, a crowd of people. And God said, there is coming a time, and now is that time. Where organization, clandestine, or rather, Nicodemously, will try to monetize the access to seeds. Now, it seems like nothing because you're thinking, wait a minute, we have open pollinated, heirloom seeds where anyone can just regrow and then we replant and then that's okay. The reality is, he said there's going to be a time, and now is the time where a few oligarchs will get in and control the seeds of the nations to a point that they will influence policies of other countries so that countries will give licenses and permits for a few people, or rather, quite a number of people, rather, a few people or selected individuals who control seeds. That in that country, they will say, you don't grow any seeds except from these companies. And I wondered how it could happen. And God said, it has already started. And God began to detail the whole event. And through his angel, he said to me, this is what is going to happen. And this is what is already happened, and people are blind enough not to see it. And I want you to open their eyes and hear me well. He says, all these things you hear about the environment, there is some merit to it. All the things you hear about climate change, there is some merit to it, but you don't see the hidden agenda. The hidden agenda is when people begin to talk about controlling the weather. They begin to talk about managing the environment to a point that laws are going to be crafted, that they will begin to tell you that the seeds you are putting in the soil are harming the soil and harming the environment. So they didn't start this for the sake of protecting the environment. They are here to protect the food supply. But people think it's the environment they are. You've been hoodwinked. There have been so many lies that even Christians are going marching for the environment. Climate change. And you're moving around thinking that's the reality. The reality is behind the scenes. Somebody wants to control your food production, and I'll prove it in a few minutes. They want to control your food production. So they will keep telling nations, you need to do this, your carbon print. This one. And they keep doing it and keep doing it until nations sign up to that junk. When they sign it, did I say it is no merit? I say it is some merit. And I get it. I've got some fools who cow the part they want, and I don't care. Now, this type of preaching will get you banned. That's right. But I'm very much okay in my skin and in my country.
Get the full XM experience with our app, highly rated by thousands of traders. Claim a bonus.
I'm very much okay. I'm very much okay. And you can't limit my voice. My voice is going everywhere. Yes, sir. And as we are speaking right now, we are creating a platform. It has already been accepted we are just now focusing on iOS, but of course, it has already been accepted on other platforms. All right? Android has already taken it, of course. What do you say? We are creating our own platform so that when we talk to you, we talk to you. No matter who wants to ban us from anywhere. You know, they close YouTube, we say something, they close it. Instagram, they say we have taken it. We want to create something that they can take. Yes, sir. Yeah. So no matter where you are, you will hear us. They can close this and close that. We still have another one. Are you getting it? So it's been, you know, the guys have been busy and it's everywhere right now. So they are testing it on the Android phones. They are testing it right now. Now hear this. The idea that you can believe as a Christian and move around and not know that this is not about climate. I didn't say there was no merit to it. I keep repeating this. There is a merit to it, some merit to it. But the reality is, it's never about the environment or the climate. It's never. There are people controlling this. A hidden agenda to control the food. And guess what? The countries that will suffer the most are third world countries, or whatever they say is third world country. You know, if you go to South Africa, what a brilliant country as the infrastructure. If you come to Zimbabwe now, the infrastructure is improving daily. You look at the roads, you look at it's just brilliant what's happening. Now, but let's deal with South Africa as a case study. There is first world country, then there is third world, and they say there is no second world. Then if you ask them what is Zimbabwe, they say third world. You ask them what is South Africa, they say no category. So there is first and third, no second. They don't want any country to be close to first. Then you realize the way they control these things. Now hear me. Hear me well. So it will drive prices to a certain level. Because the moment they tell you only 5 of us are accredited in your country to produce food, now that means those 5 can sit around and say, we are making the food like this. So God ministered to me that it will be even, they will limit freedom to cultivate crops. Especially diverse crops. They will say you need to do this crop, and this crop on this soil. Otherwise, you will harm the environment. And it says, as we speak now, they are going to nations looking for rice and permits to prevent people to just farm whatever they want. You're not getting it. They said they are going to digitize seed banks so as to limit access globally. We're talking about food monopoly. I don't know whether you're hearing me.
Yes, sir.
They are consolidating control over food production around the world. So they are busy trying to tell you that they don't want you to suffer with hunger. They're giving you GMO food. They're showing you that they love you. Then they start telling you, I think that soil is now used to this. So you got to get it from us. So we think it's love. Until they'll start telling you, using this cover-up called climate change and environmental issues that they are bringing up. Remember, I repeat, there is some merit to it. And is there anything called climate change? According to Jesus, yes. There's going to be drought, earthquakes, all these things are going to happen because I'm about to come. You see the reason Jesus gave of climate change and all this? Yeah. Is there global warming? Of course, Jesus is about to come. There's going to be heat. Anyway. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Now hear this. So the other thing that he said is going to be, there are going to be countries fighting countries, not militarily. They're going to use sanctions based on crop production. Imagine they would tell you, your country, you are damaging the environment because of the crops. But these are the sanctioned ones. Then those countries, where those companies are, will then say, we want to produce this, to give you commodity seeding, and give you the seeds so that you plant. But the problem is, our country and your country are at loggerheads, and there are sanctions. So we can't send that to you. So imagine the hunger you're going to experience. But it's the food day, yes. But if you plant using your own seeds, they'll say you're harming the environment. You are adding the carbon footprint in a very bad way. The carbon print is very, very bad. So you are sanctioned on your carbon print. And you are also not given the seeds. Until you bend to your need for food and then submit to whatever they say. Then comes the scripture. Revelation 13, verse number 17.
Let's go.
Quickly. That no man might buy or sell except he has the mark and the name of the beast. Or, verse number 17. Or the number of his name. Are you getting this?
Yes, sir.
No man shall what? Or what?
Or sell.
Or sell.
Sell.
Except you have the number of the beast in verse number 17.
Employers see tons of resumes every day and don't have time to carefully review them all, which means that one tiny
Revelation 18, verse number 17. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name.
You see that? We're still on verse number 17. And that no man might buy. Why? How can they not buy? Because somebody is controlling where food is. Do you see? It's not about making money anymore.
No longer about money.
You see, when a country begins to refuse money, because all they want, so Christians have gone beyond the call of duty and said, you know what, there is somebody who has a pin and they just do like this and you buy it. That's good. That kind of gives you a certain level of, but that doesn't mean it. Doesn't mean that's all there is to it. Some will not have that technology by the door. They will just say, we need your number to see it. If it's 666, that is, but you gotta watch my videos on the 666, and then you know what I mean. But anyway, let's go with that school of thought. That you have a number on your hands that you show. You can show them and still buy using your cash. You can show and still buy using a card. You can show still buy using something else that will be a means of payment at that time. So don't limit the revelation to just your hand. No man might buy or sell except he is the number. So you can buy without the number. But you're not going to be allowed unless you're using the number. I don't know if you're getting this. I don't know if you're getting what I'm trying to say. There is an argument to be made that every credit card that you have, when it goes back to the binary coding of it, when it starts, it carries actually 666. That means every card you have, bank card. All right, remember, computer works on zeros and ones. That's what it's called, binary digits, zeros and ones. It doesn't have 7, 9, 10, it's binary digits at the best of it. Now, so that means you can bring it back to 666 from beginning, but doesn't mean that. Oh, it means that. But it also has got variations and diverse things that we can use. But notice, it says no man can buy or sell. Hear me. If you are selling without a number, that means you don't need to buy. No, they're missing it. That means the buying system is not here. No, the buying system, we understand it. You tap it like this. What about when you're selling? You tap again? You use it again when you're selling?
No.
That means we're talking about something else. We're talking about another thing, but let's use this school of thought. If we are buying using this 666 in your hands, and boom, it happens. What about selling now? Are we still using this again to sell? I'm selling my car. It means that mark should be somewhere else, and you're not allowed to access money. All they are trying to do is you remain hungry, but you are selling with no mark. That means you still have the means. You still have the money, the productive right or money. The way to produce money, you have it, but you're then not allowed to buy when you don't have. You're not allowed to sell to make the money. So you're not allowed to make the money, but if by chance you get the money, you're not allowed to buy. So the food is there. You're just not allowed to buy. What if the whole population gets the mark of the beast? That means they're still allowed to what? To buy. So it's not an issue of poverty as in hunger. It's an issue of hunger and poverty as a result of access being denied.
Things are driving me mad. Large objects, over 100 kilograms. Manual installation.
And please don't wait until, like when Jesus comes back and then, no. We're talking about now. I'm not talking about the mark of the beast right now. I'm talking about your country is about to be invaded by a certain level of people. Let me show you something. Let me show you something right now. You're getting it? Are you getting it?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to show you just one thing. Maybe it might help you understand the dynamics, but maybe not now. I'll do it maybe at the end, at the end of what we are talking about. I'll do it at the end of what we're talking about. Hope you're hearing me.
Yes, sir.
Hear me. Just so you see how a reset button has been done by just having Donald Trump there. All right? All right. Now, hear this. Hear this. Hear this. So what do we actually do to prevent something like this? Isaiah 10, verse number 5 to 14. It's a lot. It's a lot. Are you there? Oh, Assyrian, the rod of my anger. Look at what God is saying. He's saying, I'm using you. You're not mine, but I'm using you.
Mm.
It's my way to punish people.
Mm.
Mhm. I have a wonderful treasure, God's gift without measure. We will travel together, my Bible and I. Wonderful stuff. I have a beautiful treasure. God's gift without measure. We will travel together, my Bible and I. It makes you love your Bible, doesn't it? All right. Oh, Assyrian, the rod of my anger, and the staff in their hand is mine indignation. I will send him against the hypocritical nation. He is saying, I will send him to the nations to punish them. Against the people of my wrath will I give him a charge to take the spoil. He says, you will go out there and take everything because I'm angry.
Mm.
And our nations are losing their morality. How they are worshiping the devil, but the Assyrian is coming. To take spoil and to take the prey and to tread them down like mire of the streets. Howbeit, he meaneth not so, neither does his heart think so, but it is in his heart to destroy and cut off nations, not a few. It says, but he will go beyond. For he saith, are not my key princes altogether kings? If you want to check it out, right? If you want to check it out, kings can be presidents. So the devil is saying, are not the people I'm an over presidents, in prime ministers, in kings of nations? He says, no, I've taken the big boys. I've taken them. Have you listened to what the World Economic Forum said? He said, we will start from the streets, then we'll invade the parliament. Do you know nobody voted for the World Economic Forum? Zero.
Wow.
He just imposed himself on people.
Wow.
Yes. Now he's signing contracts with governments, pushing their own agenda. Nobody voted them in. Many presidents are actually under them. Oh, rekalo jankratko enfradiskas. For you say that not my princes altogether, presidents, prime ministers, and kings? He's boasting. Is not Kauno as Takmish? Is not Hamath as Apad? Is not Samaria as Damascus? He's saying, these countries are just the same. So if I beat this one, I'm beating that one. But look at what he says. He says, I'll take the spoil. In other words, I'll take their money.
Wow.
Let's go. As my hand hath found the kingdoms of the current, the kingdoms of the idols, and whose graven images did excel them of Jerusalem and of Samaria. He said, I've put my religion in these locations, the worship of the devil in these locations, to the extent that they exceed the worship of devils that was done in Jerusalem, even in Samaria. So you still start looking at your country becoming secular. That a preacher is laughed at. You're not getting this. You're not getting it. You're not getting it. Are you getting this?
Yes, sir.
Are you getting this?
All right, it is happening. Like I gave you the hint in the very beginning, those of you who missed it, the first part, the second part, and this is the third part. The first part was with food, was with water, the water wars. And then Prophet Angel advising that we get into land. You see, people don't get, see, I always give Prophet Angel his accolades because It's nuggets upon nuggets upon nuggets upon nuggets, like crazy. The inspiration I picked from Prophet by Angel alone is mind busting, bro. Because um it's like an advisor to me. It goes beyond, bro. It goes beyond like an advisor. So how to control your seeds and all of that. It's only when you are farming, so you can get some seeds for yourself, right? So from your farming proceeds, you can keep some of the seeds to yourself. So that the control center, even though they are still controlling, you still have something for yourself, right? So the ways that you can preserve seeds and all of that. You can learn about it, preserve your own seeds, keep your own seeds, off your proceeds and all of that, so you don't fall into those traps. And you think maybe it is far-fetched. Like, how can somebody control food? How can somebody, bro? Easy, easy. We were here and it was lockdown, bro. We were here and nothing was moving. Flights, you don't. The only flights that were moving is flights that are bringing vaccines. In quote, fake vaccines. I don't know. I don't care if they take this video down, right? Fake vaccines. But then Prophet Angel is here advising, okay, giving you like something that people pay for. Prophet Angel, um, in the beginning of every year or in every year, I don't know, but I don't know how many times they do that particular program. But the Millionaire Academy, right? People register, they talk about finance and all of that, right? I believe things like this is like, I mean, where to put your money, how to invest, entrepreneurship, and all of those things. Prophet Emmanuel teaches that there. But in this video, we see him, giving some, nuggets, some quality and important information out there, right? About farming and all of that. Somebody will say, oh, we all know about farming, bro. Trust me, you don't know it like how Prophet Ibrahim is talking about it. You don't know that you are supposed to preserve your seeds and all of that to avoid all of these nonsensical, you know, plots from the enemy. You know what I mean? So personally, me, I'm picking a lot. Trust me, the information war, and I talked about how Prophet Evangel is planning to, come about with his own, media space and media outlets, and it makes sense. I already explained to you. Prophet Evangel gave some prophecy on YouTube, ban, censorship on YouTube and all of those nonsense, and how to, avoid that. And I came with a part two on that same prophecy. It wasn't a different prophecy. I came with a part two. I was like, for months, that prophecy came in a broadcast. I brought it out there, and I've seen I've seen nobody work on that. Meanwhile, a lot of apostles, big men, big archbishop, no slander here. But I'm just trying to say, right? I don't have media platforms of themselves. So I was even saying that if people can come together, pastors, the church boards can come together. We have a media platform where church folks, if it's apostolic, if it's a Spirit Embassy, Christ Embassy, blah, blah, blah. Don't get me wrong. I know Christ Embassies have their digital library, blah, 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 King's charts and all of that. It makes a lot of sense. It's very important. Prophet Evangel is even seeing this. There's an app that he's already done. They have tested it and it's already working on Android and all of that. Mind busting, it's working, it is happening. That's all we want, right? So we can also enroll and enjoy without any censorship. You understand me? So that's in regards to information. But in regards to food, food is important. When they control your belly, by almost everybody can be controlled when it's about food. Everybody can be controlled. You get what I mean? So Prophet Evangel is always ahead of time, and we thank God for his life and his availability and the quality in regards to information that he lets go to the public. It is very important. And my name is Chodanis. I love to break down messages like this. Make sure you put out some post notifications, subscribe, like, share. It's very important. And this time around, we want to, get into other audience. So we'll try and do some other, prophets or prophetess or pastors or, prophets. We'll try and do that. I'll try and mix it like that and see if it will work for you guys, right? Subscribe to the backup channel as well. The backup channel, trust me, is also doing well. It's because of you guys making it work, right? Thank you guys, honestly. Thank you for watching this video. I'm out.